Oh, let me fix my camera. Peace, y'all. Got a little time. I'm going to have a little conversation with the people. Well, I got a little time for my speaking on campus today. I think that's cool. I think that's good. Yeah. Let me give it a second. Give it a second. Actually, let me see. Let me see how I'll do this. Actually, I may do it like this. I told y'all, man, I'm not doing any. I gave a Sunday school. I did it for the people yesterday, so they can see a little bit of our Sunday school. I got a lecture speaking today at my alma mater at GCU. I'm going to be lecturing over the One World Tartarians. I think it's like, when I checked my student email, I think I had like 40-some students that donated $75 to the lecture, and I also given the book, but now it's 52. And I'm going to be lecturing the One World Tartarians. I'm going to be showing the real history when people just like going on the internet and looking at that TikTok stuff. I said, man, I don't care about nothing TikTok. Everything on TikTok, I am the book of Eli. I have everything. I don't have to be behind no TikTok showing the book that you don't have or you don't know the history of. I already lectured about the One World Tartarians on YouTube before. Didn't get that many people. Then I did it on the college campus a while ago, had a plethora of students. And now I was asked to do it again because one of the students on campus, he does like graphic design, and he's big on Instagram, and he follow everything. He was like, Sheik, it was a brother on TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Would you do the lecture today on campus? We put the money together in the student union. I said, yes. But he said, we want the book. We know you have the book. I said, yep. Do y'all want me to print it for y'all? They were like, no, we'll pay for the PDF, and they'll print it themselves. So I'm lecturing on that today on the college campus, and I'm going to be doing that this Saturday in our adapt class. And I give you the book. The whole book. Because these brothers be lying that the Black Eagle, the double eagle, that's your history. That ain't got nothing to do with Freemasonry. I told y'all, the Europeans stole everything. And the One World Tartarians, I show this history. All those ancient pictures you see with the Moors, with the shields, with the double Black Eagle on it, that's the Tartars. That's the Tartarians and the Moors. I'm going to show y'all this, all the history. We ain't never had no Dark Ages. We didn't have the Dark Ages. I show y'all this in history. The European is my son and my student, and I get paid swell for what I do. And I come back on YouTube and Instagram and try to teach my people for small fucking donations, and we lost. And the European is my son, and I'm their rabbi. I dress like this every day on campus. I don't get no peace sheet, peace rabbi, every day. And I teach. And I said, I don't need no TikTok. I don't need nobody saying, oh, look what they hear from us. Ain't nobody hear shit from you. Nothing. You got to study the whole history. Break it down. Just like when people who look at TikTok, when I talk about the Sefer, the Sepharats, man, I had to go through the chamber. You talking about over 25, 30 years of teaching. I don't care about YouTube and Instagram. I'm talking about being in the chamber, being a real educator, being a real scholar, going to all different academia houses, churches, all that, traveling on my own dime, not begging nobody, oh, I need y'all to give me some donations so I can go here and do that. No, I already got my own bag. I go and fly. I ask for donations just because. But I get paid for what I do in real life. Semitic, Semitic, all the languages, I break this down. You'll never see me getting no strikes or getting censored off no goddamn Instagram or no YouTube. You'll never see nobody fact checking me on no Instagram like, oh, the fact checker, oh, this not right. Because I am the fucking fact checker. This is big facts. These is big facts, man. Can't fact check a fact checker. How? How? And I teach others that don't look like you. This whole social community, you got Negroes arguing with Negroes. Man, I'm so disappointed in us and these grown old ass men, especially with these men with these more YouTube videos. They call these Moor shows, and they talking about other men. I don't care about what some black people doing or they talk about some dumbass reparations. I know that. I know the meaning and the history of how it can be done. So why do we even feed into that bullshit? Why do we even feed into somebody scamming people? It's gonna be people getting scammed already. It's already this community. They only scam their own people. If you're a prophet and an angel, you can take your message all over the world. If you're a divine minister, I don't care if you're a Moor, this, whatever, you can go speak in any house and speak the truth and use their teachings like I do. That's why everybody don't know me. Because I don't waste my time dealing with peasants. I'm not. I ain't trying to convert nobody to nothing. These people been lying. Nobody on this internet, me, myself, I cannot nationalize you. I do not have the power to nationalize. That's why they won't open up this. But this shit burn their fingertips off. I told y'all long time ago that burn their fingertips off. Them Negroes ain't gonna even speak on the Gem of the Nation because it's gonna prove they lying. Especially when these characters talk about, oh, I can nationalize you, some all this stuff, some 10-10-9-9 and some trust fund at the end of the rainbow. Fake, 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 fake. The Moors in Chicago that wrote the Moors Consulate book. I don't like to say people's name. Man, that man got all his people in trouble for tax evasion. All it's free information. So you can't tell me not one good fucking thing and you get people in trouble. You talk about we don't pay tax and all this. Then you got all these people filing fake taxes and they get in trouble. And you got people in trouble for $1 million taxes and you got in trouble for that shit. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing when you do criminal behavior as an adult. Because when I was a child, I act like a child. Man, we ain't trying to overthrow no fucking government. Fuck wrong with these dumb people. That is not more science. That's why I don't like to say names. Because I say whoever doing it. If you doing it and somebody said, oh, go get this paper and you got a stack of papers, you stupid. You've been played. You just like the European cyber citizens. Paper pushers, paper terrorists. I showed y'all the 2022 domestic terrorist list and all them goddamn groups on there. Every fucking one. Dog, they got the internet task force. Let me tell you more something. When y'all on the internet and everybody y'all see on there with a Moor's flag or a misnomer black person or something, that shit don't even be real. They have the internet task force. When you jump on the internet, talk about you overthrowing the government, it's a task force internet that sit and follow and watch all of them. They'll ask you questions, they'll be on there. I'm telling you, that's their job. But when you connected, when you anointed and consecrated, and you 99 degrees, I know them all. Because I see all the lower level Freemasons, the Negroes and the black at the Philosophical Research Society every year when I go and lecture. Big facts. We just got caught up with that. Oh, no, we're really with Dick Mason stuff, man. Dude, you have to go through the shrine per se. We are the shrine. What do you think what do you think this science about? What do you think these signs and symbols about? What do you think the Jews talk about? The Zohar, the Kabbalah, the Talmud, the Sephiros, the 10 Sephiros, the Kabbalah, Kabbalistically speaking. Europeans, Alicia and Levi were none but a transcriber. It's no science. They my sons. And if they were in the flesh, they have to sit on their hands when the anointed speak. It's no disrespect. That's why I said I don't take no stuff from no European, no Albion, no Chaldean. I damn sure ain't taking no disrespect from my people. If I stand up and been doing it and got the history of doing this for over 20 years in my city of Flint, Michigan, being an advocate for single moms, seniors, and people that lost their lives to their own people that look like them. I lost my brother in the streets of Flint, Michigan. My baby brother, Akil Jelani Goodman Bay, to a nigga. They knew me when my brother was killed. They were like, damn. Everybody was like, they killed Kareem. Real shit. When I show y'all a picture of my little brother, everybody like, man, y'all killed Kareem. I get a call. They're like, man, what, like your brother? I'm like, what? From niggas killed my brother. Killed my cousin Miguel Swain. Killed my homie I grew up with, Michael Blackmore. Hell, the black police shot my homie Mike Ville in the hood in front of me and my dad, everybody in the house. Hell, Mike Ville, I mean not Mike Ville, but Marlon. The police killed Marlon in the basement. Then his brother Mike Ville, his little brother killed him. So don't tell me about all that shit, the white man. And man, they don't got that power over me. Not me. I ain't afraid. I'm a Ghostbuster. I ain't afraid of nothing. This is powerful. This is the most powerful thing in the world. This. Everything else is a money grab. All them Negroes know each other. All that militia shit, all them TikTok Negroes, that ex-military shit, they all know each other. They all low-ranked military motherfuckers. They was all kicked out the military, low rank. And you're going to hear them Negroes talking about overthrowing the government with guns and shit. That's a European sovereign citizen shit. Period. All that squatting houses, all that bum shit. See, don't nobody want to talk about it. All that bum shit, they have nothing to offer you. Oh, we filed the paperwork. We do this. We do it. We out trying to teach our people this. Bum, 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 bum. What they empresses do. We own things, man. We're not any bums. We're not bums. All the stuff that I show historically, nobody was begging. You think you were more magically, all the criminal behavior just disappeared, huh? I bet you they ain't gonna, I bet you them Negroes that call themselves sheiks and all, I bet you they ain't gonna touch this. I bet you they ain't gonna touch this. The Moors are talking about they nationalize the people and all that. I bet you they ain't gonna open this. I bet you, because all that shit they saying is straight fugazi. I don't give a shit about no goofy Negro walking around with no goddamn badge on their neck, talking about some 8822 number like that give you some power. Man, that shit ain't nothing. They got that shit from the Zodiac laws, like that CM Day shit. That shit don't mean fucking poo diddly. I don't give a fuck if you got no fake ass sheriff badge with some 8822 number on it. Man, I'll illuminate that shit and make you sit on your fucking hands. They always come to our people with that magical shit. I pulled off this badge and this and that. That shit don't mean nothing. Miss me with that shit. Who appointed you? Who anointed you? Who selected you? Nobody. Nobody. Everybody thought, oh, we got some magical goddamn badge. Man, that shit don't mean that. You get your ass bust with that shit. You go to jail, don't pass, go with that shit. I'll show y'all all them old fools that should be on the internet arguing. I'll show you what happened to all them fools. I'll show you every one. They talk that shit, and then as soon as they get behind closed doors, them Negroes be begging, court-appointed attorneys, losing everything, on the crazy floor in the hospital, taking that medicine, they be coming out looking stupid as shit. I'm telling you what I know. I started telling you people, these people real fucking names, real names, real names. And that's what they are when they go to court, and they go straight to fucking jail. And then they sit in jail and rot because they be having a goddamn post. They don't even have to get out $1,000. They sit in that bitch and rot. Then they say they know the law. All this, I know the law. Them Negroes be taking the plea, having court-appointed attorneys or pleading to a lesser charge. That's guilt. That's contingent on you not doing this. That's admitting guilt. And then when you get a bail bondsman, you really done. I'm telling you what I know. I'll tell you these people real name, real fucking name. Internet fake as shit. Moors, why do you want to drive without license? Would you want your son to drive your car without operator's license and jump on the highways and the byways? No, you don't. No, you don't. Would you want your empress and your mother and your grandmother and them riding with you like that? And say tragedy happens, an accident, say a big rig goes out of control. Then what you gonna try to do? You're gonna try to use the laws that you say you don't have to abide by to defend your retarded motherfucking ass. Excuse my candor. All the shit that you say you'll do, I'm gonna take you to court. I thought you don't deal with this. I thought you were a foreign national. I thought you're not an American citizen. So how you gonna try to use the shit that you say you don't go by to defend your retarded stupid ass? Talk about you gonna expatriate from this de facto government and you still live in the hood where your mama grew up at. Your ass still is going to the hood store, trying not to pay taxes on some fucking Black and Miles. Going to McDonald's, I'm a Moorish American. We don't pay taxes on some goofy ass McDonald's. That's what they try to show y'all was more science, but that ain't shit. If you tax exempt for the federal government and you organize, you tax exempt for the federal government. Religiously, scientific, educationally, making purchases, all that. That's the power of the religious rights. Everything else, one person ain't shit. It's the body. The building ain't the church. The building ain't the temple. It's the people. And that's what these clowns don't understand. You're nothing without the people. I'm nothing without you and me. With you and me, us. I can't make you nothing. I'll show you the laws. I'll show you what we can do unified. I'm a teacher, a rabbi, a medicine man, a shaman. That's what I teach, an educator. I give it to you for you to compare. But that moral science, what these brothers doing, is criminal shit. Period. And we got to talk about it. It's criminal shit. No science you should be doing or get you in trouble. Only thing to get you in trouble is criminal behavior. Because moral science is for the whole family. I teach moral science all over. I'm in a red state, Arizona. I look like this every day. I jump in my vehicles and my business vehicles. Everything I do when I talk, when I speak, when I tutor European kids, when I train European kids, when I lecture with European kids, when I lecture at churches and synagogues and halls and all these different places, all different nationalities. That's what you get with me. This ain't no black stuff or my word is just for one group of people. No, if you say you are by the book, I'm speaking God's word. I'm speaking no black language. My language is universal. My teachers is universal. Everything I teach is universal. I'm more than a Moor. That's just my pedigree. I'm the great I am. I ain't tripping on this. This is what God made me. And if you want to get to the historicalness and use the stuff that everybody arguing about, some black stuff and that, no, I'm going to show you the history of everything and then rest my case. And it's no rebuttal. It can't be, because I'm going to use the tools that they use. I'm going to use their books that they have in their hand. I'm going to use what they use over you because you don't know. I'm going to use the language. I'm going to use all the historicalness, all the things that they took and connotated, all the double-edged, the misnomer black eagle that you think some nation. I'm going to show you all that shit come from Moors and Tartarians. I'm lecturing the one word Tartarian. I'm going to break down so much shit. I'm going to show y'all that your own people been lying to you because they know you're not connected to the source. So they can just get you caught up in things that have been happening, marching, and we having lectures and charging this money. Nothing's happening. After the lectures, nobody have any wisdom. Nobody have nothing to hold. It's just a money grab. That's what a lot of that conscious community shit was, money grab. All the motherfuckers know each other. I'm telling you, I pop up in New York, walk right past. I go anywhere. I sit back and watch. I have people watching. They all know each other. I had a big ass meeting. They know what this shit is about. I know how this shit about. It's just like in media. Any type of publicity is good. All of them know each other. All of them used to be in New York. All of them Moorish, all of them Hebrew Israelites, they all know each other. It was a money grab. And everybody bagged wasn't right because a lot of New York niggas, excuse my candor, that's what they do. There ain't nothing else going on, so they on the streets. And that's what they doing. But you only arguing to your people. That's what you walking past. So it's a money grab. You know? And then in that conscious community, one person end up switching it up and making it look like they have something. And so it's a money grab. I know how that shit go. But see, money don't make the man. Because money is earned, not given. I do business. I don't have to do business with Moors and be successful based on other people's standard. Why? Because it's just like Cheers. I go, everybody know my name. I'll give you an analogy. I'm not going to go into a community, into an urban community and try to, how can I say it, bring up a people that don't care about righteousness, that don't care about studying. All they care about is hip hop and what's entertainment and what's going on and complaining and arguing. Why would I waste my time? I'll go in with all the literature, with all these expensive books that I convert to PDF, and then I could go to another community of academia, or no disrespect, my European Jewish colleagues, and speak and lecture, and everything that I have to offer, they want. I come to my people like the Pied Piper and say, man, I got this, everything you Muslim, you Hebrew Israelite, oh, let's sit down at the round table because we all should have one goal. And so that's what the prophet did. That's what I'm doing, trying to take all of us because we want people, one nationality, many cultures, and put us at the round table. But isn't it ironic that I can't even go on a round table with my people in the community. I can do it with Christian brothers and sisters to rise them up, but I can't do it with the Moors and the so-called Hebrew Israelites or whatever, and the Egyptologists, because our hearts is hardened like Pharaoh. So I don't have the energy anymore to go out in the streets in our neighborhood and be the advocate for our people. I've done that. Like I said, I have blood in the streets. My brother was murdered. Like, we are stiff-necked people. Like, we want that shake weight shit. We don't know that we already have the power. You think somebody's going to educate you. It's never nobody mission. It's never, no disrespect, the European and Albion, the pseudo-academia Negro, it's never their a job to teach you nothing. It's always the job to keep this at a standstill. It's this that how can I say it? Make money electric and turn it to currency. It's the understanding. It's nothing wrong with having a map and a guide, someone that can not only talk about it, but also been there and will go there again. That's what this is about. It's not about a whole bunch of more, I got the key, I got file this paperwork. No, that's criminal shit. No one can nationalize you. No one can denationalize you. No one has the power. No one. You know, no one. You know, it's sad, but that's what our people do. That's what our people do. And so it'd be hard, man. It'd be hard for me, for our people. It'd be hard for our people to be so hard and say, take the time. What piece of paper you think is going to make you something? When I go to prison, when I go back home to Flint, Michigan, when I go to Thumb Correctional Facility, all my homies getting out, they was like, man, it's a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on. It's people talking about take this paperwork and this and that and file this here and go get some silver notes and fill this to some provost marshals and all this stuff and this and that and the other. I'm like, what? And one of my homies that grew up in the 5%ers from Albany, New York, he was like, he's moving to Arizona. He'll be here in a minute. But he had a problem with his getting out because, they have these halfway houses things. And a lot of times when a lot of our brothers getting out, they don't have nowhere to go. And so that's something that I'm working on, back in my community in Flint, Michigan. Because in Flint, Michigan, they have the Muslim house. Like one of my imam homies, they have this thing called the Muslim house downtown Flint, Michigan. And when Muslim brothers get out, the imams, the brothers, the elders, they surround them brothers. They, try to get them back in the community, give them, their regalia. They have a place to study. They have a place to stay, get back in the community, figure out some things, how to be currency and how to be, contracting yourself and things, use the mind, educate ourselves more. And so that's something that I'm working on in my city of Flint, Michigan, as I continue to buy land and show other people in the communities how to buy land in your community that nobody wants. Don't let these investors come in and they put money together, millions of dollars, and they buy all the plight. And then you go in the community like this so-called company, organization, own all the abandoned houses in the area, or they'll wait till the city tear the houses down and then come buy all the land. And see, what I figured out as a business background, I get a lot of that stuff donated to me because I'm taxing for the federal government. So in my city, I'll go downtown to City Hall, look at the plight, see how long the house has been abandoned. If the house can't be refurbished, I want the city to tear it down because I want the land. So in my city of Flint, Michigan, they have a thing called side streets. And so they either donate it to me for the back taxes, or a lot of times, if I keep the grass cut for a year and keep the sidewalk plowed for a year, they donate it. And so I've done that. Over the course of doing this, man. And in my city of Flint, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, we own one side of the street, and I'm working on the other side now. Eventually, I'm gonna have it, and I'm gonna make it a charter community right down the street on the corner where I grew up at as a child. I own the house I used to grow up in, the house next to it, all the land going up the block. My brother used to stay in the house next door. I'm getting ready to purchase that again once they tear the land down, and that's what I do. Because the man that owns land can feed himself. And then and our nobles, we have land in the middle of Arizona and Vegas where we build in our compound. And that's what I do, man. This Moor science is bigger than just us on the internet talking and arguing over what's this and following something. I don't care about that poor stuff. I never, a person can say anything to me on this internet and I'm not going to respond. I'm going to block it. Anytime my own people get on here and say something disrespectfully or out of line, I'm not going to respond to that. I just block. Because I don't have the energy and the time and the patience. Like, I'm 45 years young. I've been doing this shit too long. I done seen all the Hebrew Israelites. My parents grew up in this. I used to travel with my parents, just like Noah Farrakhan did with Khalid Muhammad. I done seen all those camps. I done seen it all. My dad is from Albany. I done seen New York. I done dealt with the European Jews and dealing in the Gold District. I ain't have no problem with nobody doing nothing, but I'm not going to argue with my brother. And I'm not going to let the enemy or the lower self have myself and my brother on the internet arguing with each other. And you put it on an analogy, if you close your eyes, like we in the Roman days, like they threw us in the Pantheon and got us fighting with words and swords and shit. I'm not going to waste my time. I don't have the energy to do that. It's too much work that I do to be worried about how a person feel about me. You should feel that disrespectfulness, and you should feel that negative energy towards the one that stepped on your neck. Because I don't see nobody, Moors, Hebrew Israelites, nobody sitting down debating European Jews and scholars and educators. All our brothers say they scholars and educators will sit down with some peace like I do and be able to go into the universities and speak and make them sit on their hands and make them give you letters of recommendation. I'm not going to argue with my brother that I know that they on the internet going all over the place. I can transfer that to love. I don't have no problem with nobody on the internet. That's why I be saying the internet ain't real. I don't have no problem with nobody. I'm a teacher. And if a person don't like the teacher that I'm teaching, I don't think you should be here. But I know when Christmas time and all that Black history come, you don't go to the schools and do the same thing with them teachers that's teaching your kids that. The school that you went to, you won't go up there and say, hey man, I'm gonna sit down and say, have a conversation with these teachers, what they teaching the kids, and the schools that you went to in your neighborhood, in your community, that you see your kids do too. I don't see no Moors doing that. They want to debate their own brother. And why they sending them to a pseudo academia. That's what I'll be saying. I ask these Moors, what do your kid know? How are you raising your child? How are you implementing any wisdom to your empress? Do your mother and father support you? Do the people in your community support you when you go back home? When you go back home, do the Christians, do the Muslims say, man, when you speaking, this, that, and the other? When you go back home, does the prisons hit you up and be like, hey, man, you know, the Moors are here, the Muslims, you know, are you in town? Come to the Thumb Correctional Facility and speak. That's my background. That's my background. So I choose to do this, to talk to my people with love. And then what will happen? That's why I say Black lives don't matter. When a person that look like you can get on the internet and disrespect you over some stuff they might not even know. That's sad. And so let me just give a little bit of this and I'm out, man, because I got a long day. I'm just going to give a little introduction of this Exhumer of the Nation. Noble Drew Ali, much of the written works in the biography is either unknown, unpracticed, by many organizational sheiks, adapts. Chapters 23 and 24 of this science are where true Moors are supposed to be at this time. So if Moors say they have the Exhumer of the Nation, they should have been spoke of chapter 23 and 24, but they can't, because it's going to burn their fingertips. And you see the Moors Proclamation Declaration, which has already been done in 2012. I'm getting ready. I'm working on it now. It's taking a little bit more time to get it updated out here in Arizona and back in my home state of Flint, Michigan, because they just got a new mayor. The new mayor was an old mayor, Karen, I forget her last name, but I'm setting things up to where I'm going to get these documents updated, because we have a Moorish Science Temple in our city of Flint, Michigan, Temple number 19 on Martin Luther King Avenue, across the street from Gundy School. And when I go home, a lot of old people knew about it, but they suppressed it. And it's not, it's not organized right. You can look it up. It's not, they don't be open right. And I said, Lord forbid, I know how things work. I know how people lose things for back taxes. You don't want to speak about it and be embarrassed, and then they lose it. But I'm connected. I'm not gonna let it be lost. I'm gonna purchase it. Watch. But dirty Moors have been busy burying us as a people, just as our prophet Noble Drew Ali warned. They will take this movement down so low it will disappear from the face of the earth. You Moors won't know I have been here for 15 years. Uh, the brother that's speaking on this, he was a member of the Moor Science Temple of America, just like I'm a member of the Moor Science Temple of America. But I have a school. I'm not dealing with dogma. During the moderating of Robert Love L., he went on record in the Fourth Circuit Federal Court of Corporate Government of the United States stating this author and many others of his members were not Moorish Americans and never a part of the Moor Science Temple of America. This disposition would normally seem harmless, except it was a lie, laced with assumable identification, which combined membership with nationality. Membership is not nationality. That's why if you're from the temple, it's tell you these are membership. Your nationality is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders would be of severe consequences. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these orders are violated, justice must then take its course. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. And if you don't want to obey these orders and these laws, go back to the state where I, the prophet, found you. Turn in your card, your fez, your turban, and be who you are. And everything I'm talking about can be looked up. Especially that fake ass 101099, some trust fund at the end of the rainbow. Man, you can look that up in the CCRD, the County Clerk Recorder of Deeds. That shit ain't nothing but an affidavit. I got the paperwork for y'all. That's why they can't come to me with that shit. Only person come to me with dumb stuff is because they've been lied to. And you can't defend no lie. Stating that this author and members were not Moorish Americans and never a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. This disposition would normally seem harmless except it was a lie, laced with assumable identification, which combined membership with nationality, following the three-leader successorship of past moderates, beginning with the first post-Drew Ali Freemason Charles Kirkman Bey, Love L2, claim to have the power like these goofy Negroes do today, to make Moorish Americans out of members, divine ministers out of sheiks, and adapts out of officials. To make a man as one can make a mason is the practice of Freemasonry at its most unscrupulous heights. That's why I say, this ain't no oath. It's a covenant. It's an agreement that make us family. To nationalize, AKA make, or to denationalize any human is both a sin and a crime. No God, no prophet, or grand man, no grand sheik, none of that shit, have the power to nationalize any man, woman, or child. And those that have taken away a man's or a woman's true identity are criminals. And this practice gave the U.S. courts and outside world the illusion that the Moor Science Temple of America was a religion whose members under its tenets were nationalized with the name Moorish American and loaned the organizational marks of L and Bay. Needful to say, this nationalization, hoodwinking, was never empowered or practiced by Prophet Noble Drew Ali or any other upright man. No man has the power to nationalize another man. This would change him or her from the descendant nature of his or her forefathers. If one can make, aka nationalize, a Moorish American, one can also make a Chinese or Irish or Sudanese at will. And this act brought a light of 75-year practice of clandestine cultism within the various Moorish Science Temple of American groups, showing how it has systematically denounced 98% of its members, 98% of its members as non-Moorish or report their tribal names, El or Bay. An entity that eats its young can never be prosperous. This is why John Doe public of today knows nothing about the true uplifting duties performed by our Prophet Noble Drew Ali, due to the national inactivity of Moorish Americans. I mean, it's over when this sign was written, 60 million so-called Negroes, black colored people who do not know the great God of their forefathers, ordained to them a redeemer. And we all need to know, and we all deserve to know these truths and make a choice. And this is the main reason why this science will never give another man or no more Science Temple of America or any other organization the jurisdiction to neither rule over him, nor be a determinant to his national freedom and bamboozle his or her birthrights to be God. And I'm posting these notices not to slander, but as warnings to the ignorant and guidance for those who are still practicing these sinful ways. That's why choices are for the free, and my decision stands upon the principle of love. As a charter organization that I'm part of, the Moor Science Temple of America, also the school that I created under the proper tenets, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, as the charter organization, the Moor Science Temple of America constitutional limitations are restricted to only teach its members their nationality and their divine creed. So if you ain't teaching their nationality and divine creed first to make you upright, that was took from you from so-called slavery, all the other shit you're doing is criminal shit, and you know it. Because the divine comes first. And this is the only way for it to live out its purpose, the uplifting of fallen humanity. From 1913, the noble group never intended to be recognized as a national government, an Islamic sect, a secret order, or as a so-called a dogma religion. That's why the Moor Science Temple of America is widely known and accepted, just like they try to do the founder and try to reduce our prophet from a prophet of Allah to a Shriner. Just the same way Negroes tried to do me. But I say, okay, well, find my oath. Find it. You can't. You can't. Because I'm anointed and consecrated. That'd be the problem. Our fez, the most highly respected headdress in the world, is worn mostly in secret, like shameless thieves and blue lodges. Some of its members has been pushed so far astray until they are known as paper terrorists. I'll show y'all that list before being recognized as a pure new nation. Not one national grand sheik has ever gone before the United States Congress of the nations of the earth to proclaim the Moorish Americans as upright, independent, and fearless nation of people. Not because they don't possess the divine tools to make such an overdue national stand, but because of not knowing how to use them. You can have tools that don't know how to use them. That's why the Moor Science Temple of America subsequently does not have the power to issue true citizenship, nationality, or sovereign autonomy, and it never will. For over 7 decades, this organization has assumed no Moorish America can exist without their authorization. That's BS. How wrong they are. They have forgotten we are Moorish by the descendant nature of our forefathers. And there is no one, no organization that is able to change that law. Just like they talk about they're going to change the Constitution. You can't. You ain't have shit to do with it. The immutable truth is the Moorish Americans were in existence 21 years before the birth of our prophet, before the founding and in the lieu of our temple. For those who love the great prophet Ali and study law, know that to be Moorish American is not contingent upon being a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And those who labor under the social laws of oppression deceive themselves about this fact, especially with the publication and distribution of Noble Drew Ali, the teachings, and then with maps and guides like myself and others. The duty of the members is to strictly preserve the laws of unity and not to run away individuals, families, groups of Moorish loyalists. As mostly religious organizations subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, the Moorish Science Temple of America has lost its innermost bearings on teaching Moorish Americans to be a clean and pure nation of people. Yet this is what every Moor must do in order to ultimately be themselves as a people. No lawfully chartered organization under the color of authority should assume the lawfully judgment of determining a person's divine birthright to have a nationality. A Moorish American is in good standing as long as he or she pleases the Grand Sheik and a returned Negro, black, and colored if they do not. On the international scale of things, that ain't living. Every man and woman has the divine national birthright to have a nationality, right? The Moorish Science Temple of America has no lawful jurisdiction within these realms. It could if it would teach the members to grow into citizens of their own government. Just like when I talk about the religious laws, just like when I show you how the temple was set up, you know? And today, defining nationality is of the utmost necessity. It is not a game for the club members to play at meetings. When any person, place, or thing interferes in the course of one national being seeking the protection of freedom found in his or her birthright, it then becomes the lawful duty of that being to fight again for their only free national name. And after being a faithful, due-paying executive official for 27 years, this is the author speaking. When the author was in the deepest adversity, the Moor Science Temple of America disclaimed him, as he now disclaims the temple. And see, this is what I talk about. It's no saving power. The Moor's divine and national movement of North America is the living manifestation of the straight way between teaching our people their nationality, their divine creed, and being themselves. Moorish Americans, a clean and pure nation. The national portion of the movement is in full prophecy when the Moorish American government becomes recognized by the nation of the earth. So I just want to stop right there, man. No one can nationalize you. No one can denationalize you. None of that stuff. All that stuff is fake. I showed y'all the 1099. That ain't no trust fund at the end of the rainbow. So, like I tell people, man, I love y'all, but don't get caught up in goofy stuff. Don't get caught up in public opinion. There's still more work to do. If Moors have families and having children, what are you going to teach your child? Are you going to teach your child anything about who they are when they go to school? Are they going to wear the fez and the turban, but they see you wearing it? So your son not going to wear the turban and the fez. Your daughter not going to wear the turban and the fez. Your empress not going to understand who you are, your family. Because Moorish science, we're not an Islamic group. We're not here to overthrow no government. We don't gravitate to one science where we miss the essence of the rest. That's what the Triple Rose is all about. That's why I teach IDMR, my background, which is the Institute of Divine Metaphysical Research. When I show you all these things, all the signs and symbols when I showed you in Sunday school, all the Kabbalah go back to our only brothers. Dr. Henry Clifford Kinley had a vision. I don't get caught up in dogma and religious folly. That's what the Europeans call it, their religious folly. I deal with the science. I show you that man was made in the image of Elohim. I don't get caught up in all that other stuff. And that's what I teach, universal science. So with that being said, man, I love y'all. You know, everyone, you who you are, you who your family tell you are, you the people of the book, you the people of the history books. Like I said, man, I'm going to be lecturing today at 2:15 at GCU with some of the students. I'm going over the one world Tartarians. Like I have the literature, been had it for years. All my muftis got it. I challenge y'all muftis to read in there. I'm going to go over some history facts in there. It's telling you exactly who the Moors are, who the Tartarians are, the darker races. I'm going to show you signs and symbols, shields and things on old art. When you see the Moors with those shields, with those double head black eagles, I'm going to show you that's on the flag. I'm going to show you Moors had that on their shields on the old pictures. I'm going to show you this connection. And the European agree with what I'm saying. Because they tell a story, the first century, right? They tell what they seen. And so I give y'all love. I give y'all, how can I say it, honor. But if Moors want me to come back and do that on YouTube, I think one of my nobles is going to put that together. I will hope. We probably do it this Friday for Holy Day reading. And if you don't have the One World Tartarians, like I said, I don't just ask for donations when I do lectures. I put literature in your hands so you can have it. And I give you way more. So with that being said, man, I love y'all. If you're looking for pheasants, MoorishHaberdasher.com. If you like my Moorish garbs, I have them. This is some of the new garbs I'm checking out. It's like almost like a compression style. So I'm trying the different garbs out for the different seasons. Because, you know, you got the silk blend for the wintertime. I wear the cotton in there. It's only be real hot. And this one is like for the mid-season. And I kind of like these. I'm going to start showing y'all a lot. Have the pants to match, look real nice. Got some stuff with some hoodies, got some workout tunics coming out. There's a lot of different things coming out, underwear and everything. Just try to keep all our Moorish dollars in-house. But with that being said, man, mypdfbooks.com, that's books with the Z, for all your Moorish American literature and much, much more. And like I say, it don't matter how much money you have. When you connect it to me, I'm going to make sure you get it. Because I am the plug. I have the library. You can get things from me for donations. You don't have to pay. You can get things from me for a suggested donation. Like say if I'm doing a teaching and I ask for a suggested donation of say $50 and you don't have $50. Say you only got 10 or 15, you're going to get it. If your heart is pure, I'm going to give it to you. Because I only deal with the heart. So I'm not going to turn nobody back because they say, man, I don't got it this time. But I promise I'll make sure you get it. but I really would like to have the literature. And at this moment, all I have is $15. And that's from my heart because I have to get to where I need to be. I got to boom, boom, boom. And you don't have to tell me that. But when a person come real and that's all they got, I'm giving you what it is. Because I know, because I want you to have it. I can do that. So with that being said, man, I love y'all. I give you honor and I give you peace and love.